We're going to try this again. Let's see what the people say. Come on, bots. Come on, babies. Come on. Let me in there. Come on, people. Come on back. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to try it one more time. So, hi again. I did do another video, and I did send it to my assistant to post on my app. So I think she posted it. I'm not sure. Hey, miss you guys too. So listen, let me start over. Okay, we're gonna start over and see what happens. The sun is not shining on my phone anymore, so hopefully it won't say it's overheating and all this bull crap. So what I was saying was, when the police are called to your house, okay, when the police are called to your house, it is usually because something is going on which you cannot handle, right? Something's usually happening that you cannot handle yourself, okay? So the police were called over to the house for whatever reason. And I want to also say this to you as well. A lot of times people call the police because they're trying to set up a situation of self-defense. Okay, so you cannot be so naive that you don't sit from an aerial view and take a look at all the different options and perspectives. You cannot be so one-sided in your thought process that you just only look at it one way. Okay? So, but for whatever reason, when police are called, usually it's because there's a situation that is out of control. Okay, there were adults in this house, and there were teenagers in this house. Okay. Now, the cops were called. There were cops already there before this last marksman, by the way, came and finished it all. Okay. If you cannot, and this is where I kept getting cut off. If you cannot control your rage, and if you cannot control your anger enough to at least stop fighting while the cops are there, then you're going to always be involved in some type of situation that's probably going to end very negatively. When the cops pulled up, and like I said, there was already policemen there. Her dad, if I'm not mistaken, it is her dad, is a man that's on the videotape kicking a woman in her head in front of the police. Did you guys see that? Did you see that part? And he was an adult. So don't give me this bullshit about, oh, well, she was just a child. No. There were adults there that obviously could not handle the situation, who were also involved in this complete and utter moronic catastrophe and behavior. Cause and effect. I keep telling y'all, cause and effect. That are inviting other authorities to come into your communities, to come into your home, to handle things that you cannot handle. Utter and complete chaos. So while she was running around with this knife, telling people that she was going to stab them, her dad is kicking a woman in the head on camera. So a lot of you are saying, well, she called the police because people are in her house and people were doing this and then the other and so forth and so on. Okay, well, if that's the case, when the police pull up, you should not be chasing them and they're trying to walk away from you. If that is the case, and I'm not saying it's not the case because I don't know what happened, But what I'm telling you is that by the time the cops get there, you are going to have to calm down to some kind of degree. You cannot be so enraged because listen to me. And I'm going to tell you something about me personally that a lot of you don't know. And I'm going to help you out real good. The police are supposed to eliminate, and you need to, oh shit, I'm finna look up a word. I'm gonna look up a word right now because y'all know I love words and I'm tired of the bullshit. Okay, we're gonna look up the word eliminate. Okay, we're gonna look up that word. We're gonna look it up. I'm gonna learn something today. Isn't that nice? The word eliminate, I'm gonna spell it for you. E-L-I-M-I-N-A-T-E. Eliminate means to completely remove or get rid of. That's what it means. It doesn't mean subdue. The word eliminate does not mean shoot in the leg, ho. The word eliminate does not mean taser. The word eliminate does not mean, well, let me just let her calm down first. The word eliminate means to completely remove or to get rid of. That's what it means. So if you are so enraged and so upset that you cannot simply follow instructions like stop, hold on, put the knife down, stop, it can easily be, thoughts run through your mind very, very fast. Okay? So a person who is taught to eliminate a threat can say that this person is not willing, she's not cognitively available to hear what I'm saying. Maybe she's on crystal meth. Maybe she's on some kind of drugs or something that makes her wild and she can't understand. So he would have had to allow this woman to kill or very, very seriously harm this girl, to very seriously to harm or kill that woman she was getting ready to stab, which would have been 2 lives lost, or take out 1 life. You're sitting here, if you're saying that there was no instructions, that means you haven't watched the video. Because as soon as he got out the car, he said, everybody stop, hold on. That's an instruction. It's not a suggestion. You see, what you're doing is you're trying really, really hard to make a point, so you're not even listening or paying any attention. You just want it to be that somebody, yet again, who's black has been killed. And that's not what it is about. You've got to stop it's okay for you to make your point. There's nothing wrong with you making your point. By all means, I love having conversations. But the bottom line is that the adults that were already in that situation they were not able to contain the situation, nor were they smart enough to not be involved in the situation. They were acting just as badly, if not worse, because they should have known better. Now, let me tell you something. A lot of you don't know this. I don't think anybody on here knows this, unless my sister's on here or my fiance's on here. I was stabbed 5 times. Once here, once here, and it was because of my chest bones that it did not go through. I was stabbed here, and here. Well, it did go through because it punctured my lung. I was stabbed here. I was stabbed here. I was stabbed 5 times by someone who I was dating somebody, and this was many, many years ago. This is probably about 20 years ago now. I was dating somebody. No, it wasn't 20 years. Yeah, about 20 years ago. I was dating someone, and that person I was dating was cheating on me. And the person that she was cheating with came into our home and said out of her own mouth, "I'm going to kill you," to me. I had never met this person. Never met her. She came in and stabbed me 5 times. Popped a hole in my right lung. And I was able to run away. I was able to get away from her because I ran away, ran outside the front door. I had to unlock the door. And so as I'm trying to unlock the door, she's still stabbing me, and I'm unlocking the door. I ran out and ran across the street. Ran to the neighbor's house and was banging on the door and begged them to call the police. This is a black woman that stabbed me, by the way. When the police got there, she was walking. They found her walking down the street with the knife that she used in her hand. They asked her. They said, "Is your name so and so?" She said, "Yes." They said, "Did you just stab a lady down the street?" She said, "Yes." She's in jail still to this day. My mother, God rest her beautiful soul, had to come to the hospital and see her daughter, me, lying in the bed, and they had to put a tube inside of my side here to reinflate my lung because it had collapsed. You people cannot take, I'm telling you, and I'll tell you again, if you see somebody trying to stab me or my family or my loved ones, shoot that hoe. That's exactly what I said, and I meant it, because I've been stabbed before. For some reason, y'all think that it's okay for you to just be wilding out and acting crazy and doing all kind of filth just because you're angry and just because you're upset. That woman who stabbed me is still in jail right now. If I'm not mistaken, she may have gotten out within the last couple of years, but she was in jail when I checked last time. She in jail, and she actually had children of her own. She had, I think, 2 or 3 little boys. They have now grown up without their mother. So if you want to ask me that if at the time that I was being stabbed by that woman, if I wanted somebody to shoot her, I would tell you yes. 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 And yes again. Nobody wants to be stabbed, ho. Nobody. You cannot sit up here and vindicate anybody's actions that are violence against someone else who is trying to walk away from them. I don't care who called the cops. It is, listen to me. Now I'm trying to, I know that you want to be right. I understand. I understand that you really, really want to be right. I understand that you're so upset and you're so angry that you just need to be right. But you can't be right if your dad is kicking people in the head and you have a knife, or you have warrants out for your arrest for attempted murder, kidnapping, rape. You get pulled over by the police. He tells you to put the gun down. You shoot the police. um, you have domestic violence situations going on, and you know, they come into the house to try to help the woman pack up her stuff, and then you run in with guns blazing, and you shooting and shooting and shooting. When I mean you what is it exactly that you how do you want this to be rectified? How do you want this to be fixed? I was not in a gang when I got stabbed. I was not a criminal. I was dating someone who was cheating on me. I wanted the police to come and help me. If you are not doing anything, hey babe, my babe just got on here. If you are not doing anything inappropriate or wrong, then it is most likely that the police don't need to be anywhere near your neighborhood or your house or your community or your job or your car. But if your car has expired tags, you can't say, oh man, why are you pulling us over? Well, you pulling, it's not because you're black, it's because your tags are expired. If your bumper is hanging on by tape, they're probably pulling you over because your bumper's hanging on by a piece of tape. If you're in a car and you're blasting music really, really loud, driving all over the place, weed, you can see the weed coming out your windows, it's probably not because you're black. It's probably because you're driving all over the place, weed coming out. That's probably why. It's not because you're black. Or maybe it is. Let's say it is because you're black. Wouldn't it be better to have your shit together? Let's think about that. Let's say that it is because there's systemic racism. Let's say that every cop that's pulling you over is pulling you over because you're black. Wouldn't it benefit you to not be involved in other stupid shit? So now they have a reason, a justified reason? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It just breaks my heart because you can't even have a conversation. Now, you remember the little girl that I talked to you about the other day? That 7-year-old that got shot 6 times? You remember that? I just talked about it the other day. And you remember when I said in that video that I did, I said, I bet you that her parents and her family didn't listen to me when I tried to warn you about cause and effect last year, blah, 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 blah. Well, come to find out, her dad, the little girl's dad, is heavily involved in gang activity. He's a gang member. If you go on his page, he has pictures of him with guns all over. And I'm sure I just paid a transfer fee of $300 for my gun. So I'm sure he did not pay for all these guns. He got an AR-15. He got all kinds of shit just sprout out on the table with a bunch of dudes standing behind him. He's a known gang member. So it's like I feel like I can't even defend the child because the 7-year-old child's father did cause and effect. And I mean, it's just this is so saddening. You adults are putting your children in absolute horrific situations. And nobody wants to talk about why there was a fight in the house in the first place. I just, maybe it's because, I do, I do psychology, I always want to find out about the root. I just want to find out about the root. All of this stuff on the top is not going to keep it from happening again. As you can see, it keeps happening over and over again. So I keep trying to tell you that you cannot have selective outrage. You have to figure out a way. You have to figure out why this keeps happening at the root. So that way you can figure out how it goes out into the branches. If the root of your tree is rotten, every branch eventually will fall off. That's just cause and effect. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I'll give you a good example, and then I'm going to get off this thing. There's some plants in front of our home, and I mow my own lawn and all that kind of stuff. So I had cut down these plants because, when it started getting cold and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna cut them down, and then I'm gonna, put some new ones in the spring, because I know good and damn well there's no way that these plants can come back. We had about 5 feet of snow out here, so over this winter. So I was like, oh, they're not gonna survive. I go outside like last week or something, and these plants are back, and I mean to tell you, not only are they back, they are like bloom, green as hell, just like, oh bitch, we back. Oh, you thought we was leaving? Girl, we back. Because all you did was cut off the top. You didn't pull the root. But I thought because the snow was so harsh that the plants weren't going to be able to survive. Wrong. Like Charlie Murphy said, wrong. Completely wrong. Even with all the hell of that snow and the freezing temperatures and me cutting at them and all kind of shit like that, they still are up blooming like I don't live here. Okay? That's what's happening with everything in your life. If you don't get down to the root of what's going on, it doesn't matter if it snows, hails, rains. I don't give a damn what happens to the top layer of your shit. If you don't get down to the root, it'll just come right back. And it'll come back in full force as if you had never cut the shit down before. And we're not talking about weeds. I'm just talking about plants. These are just plants. These are not weeds. So I'm not, people always want to say, oh, well, weeds, they just hard-headed, they strong. You got to, no. I'm just a regular plant. Just a regular plant. So in closing, please, get your anger under control. Please. Get your rage under control, because you're going to die, because they have to eliminate the threat. I self-law am master. You know what that means? That means I I govern myself. I am master of myself. I self-law. I law myself. Do you understand? You have to be accountable for your own. You cannot, just like those girls in DC that were trying to steal that car and swung that man around and killed him. And she got up and was looking for a phone. These are self choices. So for you to say the system, the money that is owed, all of these different things. I was stabbed 5 times. My mother was murdered while I was on the phone. You do not see me running around, yelling, screaming, tearing down shit, looting, rioting. You don't. You just don't. And I was raised in the exact same America that you were raised in. I was raised in the hood, but I'm still the same color you are. So I would assume that based on me being the same color that you are, that I would have gone through some of the same types of oppressions. Which I have gone through things of people don't like me and so forth and so on. Hell, somebody just got on my page the other day. Today I had to block them. Talking about, oh yeah, we hear that from a gay woman or some shit. Something about me being gay or whatever he said. He's blocked. Shit happens all the time. But you're going to have to get your shit together. Because cause and effect. That's why. Just because of cause and effect. It is so much easier. And I've said this to you before. It is so much easier for you to control what goes on in your home than for you to try to control what goes on in other people's homes, minds, bodies, spirit, mouth, opinion, assholes, all that kind of shit. You trying to figure out what kind of sex they had. You trying to figure out what Lord they love. You trying to figure out what religion they believe in. You trying to figure out what food they eat. You trying to figure out whether they wearing masks or not. You trying to figure out if they getting vaccinated or not. You trying to figure out if they like black people. You trying to figure out why they like black people. You trying to figure out if she's a mammy. You trying to figure out if he's Uncle Tom. You want to know if he's a coon. You want to know if that white person just like that black person because they trying to get involved with some black people. You trying to learn if they infiltrating your system. You trying to figure out if somebody trying to copy off your culture. You trying to figure out this? Oh, bitch, mind your own business. It is much easier for you to get your shit together and your children than it is for you to try to figure out all the shit that's been going on in this country before your ass was even here. I don't understand. And now you have children. You have an entire generation. And this is what is so scary. You have an entire generation of children that have nothing to live for. Nothing. These are their options. Jail, dying on the street, or dying by a police. That's what you've given these children. That's what you've given your children. They don't speak multiple languages. They don't travel around the world. They don't have scholarships. They don't have fun cooking with their grandmother. They don't have fun with their aunties learning how to bake cookies and shit. They don't cross-cultural respect and understand with their homies from, down the street. They go over to Little Italy and hang out with their Italian friends and go over to, Little China, Little Tokyo and hang out with them. They don't do any of that shit. You've ruined these children's lives. You haven't given them shit. They don't have anything to live for. They're not thinking about, when I go to prom or when I go to I want to study abroad. I want to do 1 year in Spain. They're not thinking about that. They're thinking about not getting shot when they go to the liquor store. Because you. Because you don't want to do your parenting. Because you let them sit down in front of these video games that is nothing but death. You allow them to listen to filth, florn filth in your house. In your home. And you dance with them. I would be embarrassed to listen to some of this shit in front of my mother. Are you kidding me? Disrespectful shit in front of Wanda? Oh, no, ma'am. In front of my grandmother? And you got grandmas in here, doing all this kind of old funny shit. And you think it's cute. It's not cute. You are undermining your own authority. You're undermining your own authority. When you do child shit. I wasn't a child, but I became a man and put away childish things. This is why when I say something, it's not questioned. Because I've put away childish things. I'm not on a child's level, honey. I said it. That's it. It's not. What are you talking about? If you would like to discuss it, we can discuss it because, of course, I believe children are very smart. You want to talk to Auntie Megan about it, we can talk about it. But after that, I still said what I said. But we're more, you want to talk about it, you want to discuss it, that's fine. But I'm the adult. I love these kids, but you got to put the hammer down on these people. Stop feeding them. I just did a video last week, God dog it, about feeding them this junk, about feeding them this junk in their ears, about feeding them this junk in their eyes. They playing these video games. They smoking this weed. They eating this terrible food. You don't exercise these children. You don't exercise their brain. Like I've already said, they don't know how to play the piano. They don't know how to play the violin. They don't know how to, all they know how to do is push little buttons on the little beat machine. And that shit sounds worse than somebody playing pots and pans. They don't know how to do any instruments. They are not being creative. They don't have any creative outlets. You are not exercising with these children. You are not doing nothing. Nothing is happening. Shit goes in, shit comes out. If you want to keep telling your children that they are being oppressed, if you want to keep telling your children that they are being hunted down, I would never tell my child no shit like that. Why would I want my child to think that they're being hunted down? What kind of shit? They're not animals. Here's the situation. Tension is high, baby. Tension is real high. So auntie or mama or daddy or whatever is going to need you to be on high alert. Where you go, who you go with, what you're doing, how you're doing it, because tension is real high. And because of that, there are some places that I'm just going to downright say no to at this time. You know I love you. You know I would never say no just because I'm trying to keep you from having fun. I'm telling you no because shit is high right now. And I don't want you to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I do trust you and I do love you, but I don't trust every situation. And you're my prized possession. See, this is what my mother told me. There were places I just could not go to. There were parties that I missed. Sorry. But that's the way she told me. She didn't say, you being hunted down because you black. That makes being black a curse, you stupid people. God, Jesus, I keep telling you. I'm yelling now. You are making being black bad. You're not making it good. You're making it bad. You're basically saying you were cursed. You were cursed with this skin. And so because you're cursed with this skin, you got to be on high alert. They probably gonna kill you. You might not make it back home. Just in case I don't make it home tonight, I'm gonna make love to you for the last time, baby. You know what that song is about? From Jaheim. I'm about to go outside and do some dirt, so I might not come home tonight. That's what that means. Stop cursing your own children. Give them something to live for. Tell them that there's more life to live than this 5-mile radius that you live in. Why don't you get an atlas? I bet you don't even know what an atlas is, do you? Get a map, ho. Get a globe. Start research. You got Google. This is no excuse. Start researching vacation places. Where can you drive to within your where can you drive 100 miles outside of where you live and you can take your children on a family vacation? Everybody does good in school. We going on vacation. We're gonna go find a popcorn place that makes a bunch of popcorn. We're gonna go to the cheese place. And find some cheese. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna go as a family. We're gonna do you people, all you do is send your kids outside to go get a bag of Cheetos. They don't know about anything. All they know is black is bad. Bad enough to be killed. I feel sorry for this generation. I really do. And it's y'all's fault. The parents. It's your fault that these children are running outside trying to stab each other. Stab. So if you want to make a little comment, by all means, you can make your little comments if you want to on there where I said, shoot that hoe. I meant every word of it because I've been stabbed. And the hoe that shot me, I wish she was shot. The hoe that stabbed me, I wish she had been shot. See, this is why you should watch your mouth. And you should always understand that everything and every intent is always, my intent is always coming from the same place. Always. Truth teller. Period. That's my intent. It's not to hurt you. It's not to offend you. It's not to make you feel this and the other. It's to make you think. It is to tell the truth. And it is to remind you of who you really are. That's what I'm here for. That's my purpose. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. Matter of fact, it's best for you not to be here. Because then I don't have to go through and try to block you. See how that works? Works for me. Works for you. Gives you more time to go follow people that you want to follow. Okay? And there's no such thing as gaslighting me. Okay? There's no such thing because you don't know enough about me. Look, you just found out that I was stabbed 5 times. You don't know enough about me to gaslight me, ho. You don't know me. How you gonna gaslight me? You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You have no idea. You have no idea what I've been through. None. The reason why I can say the things that I say is because I've been there. Been there, done that. So if you don't like it, ho. Or you do it with the quickness. Okay? All right? Okay. So I wanted to do that because I got home. I went to Costco's and everything. I got home and I will not be able to do a video later. I have a client. I have another client, of course. And Babe's in town. So y'all know when Babe's in town, you know. Y'all might get a little dance video, but that's all you get it. Okay? Okay, I love you guys so much. And I hope you're having a good day. And please do something fun this weekend. Please, why don't you do something different than what you've done before? Maybe read a book, a family book together. Why don't you do a family book club? Okay. Why don't you do family game night or family cook day? Why don't you cook something different than you've ever cooked before? Why don't y'all learn how to cook your own Chinese food? Learn how to make your own Popeye fried spicy chicken sandwiches. Okay? Learn how to, I don't know, build a shed or some shit. Why don't everybody in the family learn Spanish? Everybody download the app. Learn Spanish. Okay? There's many things that you can do. But I think what it really is you don't like each other. Which I told you last year that when this lockdown started, I told you you better get out of the house with people that you don't like because you're going to have to be stuck with them. Remember I had told you that? But I don't know if y'all listened. But anyways, I told you that you needed to make sure that you were not in a compromised situation. And if you are, you need to try to work on getting out. I know you remember I told you that because I told you. Some of y'all don't like your children. You don't like they mama, you don't like they daddy. And you see the mama and the daddy in the children, so you don't like them. So you treat your children like shit. The children that didn't ask for y'all to get together. Somebody said, sure did, glad I listened. I'm glad you listened too. You got the hell out of that hellhole before your hellhole became your deathbed. I have helped a lot of people. I probably should count. I'm probably up to about 100 clients by now. I mean, I don't keep 100 at a time, but I've been trying. I'm really. Anyways, y'all can email me Megan@MeganMcGlover.com. It's a shame that a lot of you people are not invested in your children because you don't like them, and so now it's time for us to go ahead and tell that truth. That's why you send them out all the time. That's why you said, go to the store. Get out. I don't care where you go. I don't care what you do. Just don't come back. Give me a couple hours. I need a break. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Raising monsters. Raising a bunch of insecure, horrible adults. You need to learn to love yourself so you can love your children. Then they don't have to be running outside trying to stab people. And then you got people like me coming on here talking about, well, I'm your auntie. I'm trying to love you. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to help you. You got to do better, man. Well, actually, you don't have to. You don't have to do better. That's your choice. But I can guarantee you that eventually the money is going to run out in these police departments. So your incentive for cop suicide is going to quickly run out. Have a good day.